It was a sweltering August morning in 1892. Inside the Borden residence at 92 2nd Street, a chilling discovery was about to shatter the town's tranquility. Andrew Borden, a wealthy businessman, was found brutally murdered in the downstairs sitting room. His wife Abby lay lifeless upstairs, her body bearing similar wounds. The murder weapon, an axe, was found nearby. Lizzie Borden, Andrew's 32-year-old daughter, became the prime suspect. Lizzie's strained relationship with her stepmother and her peculiar behavior on the day of the murders cast a long shadow of doubt over her innocence. The stage was set for one of the most sensational murder trials in American history.
To understand the events of that fateful August day, we must delve into the complex dynamics of the Borden family. Andrew Borden, a self-made man known for his frugality, had amassed considerable wealth. His second wife, Abby, was viewed by some as an outsider. Her marriage to Andrew met with disapproval from his daughters, Lizzie and Emma. Lizzie, unmarried and living at home, appeared to have a strained relationship with both her father and stepmother. The family's maid, Bridget Sullivan, was questioned extensively. Her testimony provided crucial details about the atmosphere in the Borden home leading up to the murders. These details offered glimpses into the complex dynamics that may have contributed to the tragic events of that summer.
August 4th, 1892, dawned like any other summer day in Fall River. Early that morning, Bridget Sullivan, the Borden family maid, awoke and began her daily chores. Andrew Borden left the house to attend to his business affairs in town. Around 9 o'clock, Abby Borden instructed Bridget to wash the windows. Shortly after, while Bridget was upstairs, she heard Lizzie call out, claiming that she had found her father murdered on the couch in the downstairs sitting room. Dr. Bowen, the Borden family physician, was summoned immediately. Upon his arrival, he discovered the gruesome scene and pronounced Andrew Borden dead. During a subsequent search of the house, Abby Borden's body was discovered in an upstairs guest room. Lizzie's initial alibi was that she had been in the barn, looking for fishing sinkers, at the time of her father's murder.
The brutal nature of the murders sent shockwaves through Fall River. Suspicion immediately fell upon Lizzie, the quiet and seemingly unassuming daughter who remained oddly composed in the aftermath of the tragedy. Lizzie's behavior in the hours and days following the murders only served to heighten suspicion. Her inconsistent accounts of her whereabouts and her apparent lack of concern for her father and stepmother's fate struck many as deeply unsettling. Adding to the growing suspicion was Lizzie's attempt to purchase prussic acid, a deadly poison, just days before the murders. On August 11, 1892, 1 week after the murders, Lizzie Borden was arrested for the murders of her father and stepmother. The trial that followed would become a media sensation, captivating the nation.
The trial of Lizzie Borden commenced on June 5, 1893, in New Bedford, Massachusetts. The courtroom was packed with spectators eager to witness the unfolding drama. The prosecution, led by Hosea M. Knowlton, presented a case built on circumstantial evidence. The defense team, led by former Massachusetts Governor George D. Robinson, argued that the prosecution's case was weak and relied on speculation. They pointed to the lack of a murder weapon directly linking Lizzie to the crime and emphasized the absence of bloodstains on her clothing. The trial was marked by dramatic testimony from witnesses, including Bridget Sullivan, the Borden family maid. One of the most contentious pieces of evidence was a dress that Lizzie admitted to burning in the kitchen stove days after the murders. Lizzie claimed the dress was stained with paint, but the prosecution argued that it could have been stained with blood.
After 13 days of testimony and over 2 hours of deliberation, the jury in the Lizzie Borden trial reached a verdict: not guilty. Lizzie, who had remained stoic throughout the trial, broke down in tears upon hearing the jury's decision. Despite her acquittal, Lizzie Borden's life was forever changed. She remained a figure of suspicion and fascination, her name synonymous with the gruesome murders of her father and stepmother. The town of Fall River, once a place of quiet industry, was now indelibly linked to the infamous crime. The verdict divided public opinion. Some believed that Lizzie had been unjustly accused, while others remained convinced of her guilt. The Lizzie Borden case became a staple of American folklore, inspiring countless books, films, and television shows.
Despite Lizzie Borden's acquittal, The question of who killed Andrew and Abby Borden continues to intrigue and perplex. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged, each attempting to shed light on the unsolved murders. Theory 1. Lizzie Borden acted alone. This theory posits that Lizzie, driven by resentment or a desire for financial independence, murdered her parents in a fit of rage. Theory 2. Bridget Sullivan, the Borden family maid, was involved. Some believe that Bridget, perhaps motivated by mistreatment or a desire to protect Lizzie, played a role in the murders. Theory 3. An unknown assailant entered the house and committed the murders. This theory suggests that an intruder, perhaps someone with a grudge against Andrew Borden, gained access to the house and killed both Andrew and Abby. Theory 4. A family member other than Lizzie was responsible.
Acquitted, but forever marked by the accusations against her, Lizzie Borden navigated the remaining years of her life under a cloud of suspicion and scrutiny. She remained in Fall River, residing in the family home at 92 2nd Street for a short time before purchasing a stately mansion on the more affluent side of town, which she christened Maplecroft. Lizzie, once a quiet and unassuming figure, embraced a more independent and, some would say, eccentric lifestyle. She traveled, indulged in her love of the theater, and surrounded herself with companions. Despite her attempts to rebuild her life, Lizzie faced social ostracism from many in Fall River. Lizzie Borden died in 1927 at the age of 66. She was laid to rest beside her father and stepmother in the family plot at Oak Grove Cemetery.
Over a century after the brutal murders that shook Fall River, the legend of Lizzie Borden continues to captivate and intrigue. The case, with its blend of family drama, gruesome violence, and enduring mystery, has become a fixture in American folklore. The house at 92 2nd Street, now a museum and bed and breakfast, stands as a macabre monument to the crime. Visitors from around the world flock to the house, eager to walk the same halls and stand in the very rooms where Andrew and Abby Borden met their violent end. The house, preserved much as it was in 1892, offers a chilling glimpse into the past. The enduring fascination with the Lizzie Borden case speaks to our innate curiosity about the dark side of human nature. Lizzie Borden's story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragility of family bonds and the enduring allure of the unknown.
The enduring fascination with true crime, particularly cases like Lizzie Borden's, reveals a complex interplay of psychological factors. Why are we, as a society, so drawn to stories of murder, mystery, and mayhem? One explanation lies in our innate desire to make sense of the senseless. When confronted with acts of seemingly inexplicable violence, we feel a natural urge to understand the motivations behind them. By delving into the details of true crime cases, we attempt to piece together the puzzle. True crime stories also provide a safe space for us to confront our own mortality and the darker aspects of human nature. Furthermore, true crime stories often tap into our innate sense of justice and our desire to see wrongdoers brought to account. We become invested in the stories of the victims, feeling empathy for their plight and outrage at the injustices they have suffered.
Despite the passage of time and the countless hours devoted to investigating the Borden murders, many questions remain unanswered. Did Lizzie Borden, driven by resentment or a desire for freedom, commit the brutal act of parricide, or was she an innocent woman, unjustly accused? The passage of time has only deepened the mystery, making it unlikely that we will ever know with absolute certainty what transpired within the walls of the Borden home on that fateful August day. The lack of DNA evidence and the loss of potential evidence over the years have created a historical puzzle with missing pieces. The Lizzie Borden case stands as a stark reminder that some mysteries may never be fully solved.